This week on This and That Garage, can we build the exhaust system you just heard for half the price a muffler shop would charge? And we're doing a muffler comparison test. Do you know which one you just heard? Well, you just have to wait and see, so let us get busy. Here's the Evil Energy mufflers that they sent me. Remember, we had these on it when it was on the run stand. They sounded pretty doggone good straight off the header. And I've got two thrush welded chamber mufflers right up here. We're going to see which one sounds better. Yeah, and let me show you up under the truck what we got to do, because there are some obstacles as usual that we've got to work around. We're coming straight off the header right here, and we want to, here's the frame, we want to stay above the bottom of the frame, and here's why. One day we might put bags on this truck, slam her to the ground, lay frame as the kids say. So we don't want to run into the same trouble we had on Jolly Green out there, have it hanging down where it drags. So we're going to stay above the bottom of the frame. So we got to cut her pretty short here, go over this cross member. Well, look at here. We ain't got no hole in this cross member, so we're going to cut one, got to plate it. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then we're going to come on through, follow the frame. The frame goes up right here. We're going to probably follow it. Then we got to kick her to the center, go back. And I don't know if I'm going to kick it back out or not because, well, let me show you on the old Ford out there. Let me zoom in. You might can see it. You can't. Anyway, my tailpipes come straight out under the bumper. You can see them. Well, this one, we're not going to do that. We're going to come to probably right in here. I got some turn downs. We're going to put turn downs on, dump it right here. You won't be able to see the exhaust. That's what I'm trying to hide. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to kick them out to the side or just leave them right here. We'll just see. But the mufflers, I want them back here. Yeah, because that's where we got the most room. A lot of them put them here. I know, I don't want to. I want them back here. One, because I think it's going to sound better with them at the back. We'll just have to wait and see, but we are going to compare the mufflers, and this is where they're going to be. Also, here's the stuff I bought. We will be, tallying up the price at the end because, I said, can we do it for half price with a muffler shop charges? I think we can. Anyway, I'll show you all the stuff as we go along, but let us get busy and get this exhaust put on. Let me go ahead and show you all the partages that I bought the other day. Because we are doing a cost analysis on this. I want you to see what all I've got. I bought 4 2.5-inch couplings. I think I'm only going to need 2, but I bought 2 extra because you never know. Got 2 turn downs. There's all the hangers. And then I bought not 1, but 2 boxes. It was a 2-for deal of all the pipe. It's got 2 180s, 2 90s, 2 45s, and then 2 pieces there, I think, are 4 foot long. Same thing in that box. We'll keep up with all this, like I said, and have a running tally by the end of this. But let's get over here and let me show you what we got to do. First thing we got to do, put this coupling on the end of that collector and tack it on. Well, first tack and a burn a hole. That's awesome, man. I like tacking it at least 3 places, that way it can't move around. Now that we got this coupling on, that's going to slip up in there, but as you can see, we're too low. We got to be way on up in there, so I'm going to cut it off about, probably about right here. Let's go cut that off. Let me get a marker to mark it before I lose it. All right, first piece cut. Let's tack it in. Let me tell you about the sponsor of this week's video, Upside. If you don't know what Upside is, well, let me tell you. Upside is an app you can download on your iPhone or Android and basically start earning cash back immediately for places that you already go, like getting gas, going to the grocery store, or eating at a restaurant. It is as simple as clicking this app right here. Once you click on the app, a map will appear, And it will show you all the participating places that you can go, gas stations, restaurants, grocery stores. Find the ones you want to go to, click on it. It will give you directions to the store. Once you get there, buy your product. That's it, fellas. It really is that simple. This is real money. It's not points. It's not credits. This is money you can download into your bank account, PayPal account, various other gift cards. Upside has paid out $1 billion to its users so far. If you would like to learn how to earn more cash back, well, download the Upside app, use code this and that, earn an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank of gas. That is, earn 25 cents back on every gallon of your first tank of gas using code this and that. Appreciate Upside for sponsoring the video this week. Let's get back to work on this old jalopy over here. Well, I done had to cut it off once because it wasn't up high enough. Let's see about now. Yep, I think that'll work. Go right through yonder. Let me get my welder and we'll tack it in place. Now what we got to do is go ahead and cut this hole, because from here to yon is a shorter distance than a full piece, and I don't want to make no more cuts than I have to, any more welds. So let me show you what we're going to do here. Firstly, y'all forgot to remind me to cut this bracket out last week when I put the draft shaft in. So I got to do that. Then what we're going to do, cut a big old hole in here, a 3.5 inch hole for our pipe to come through. Well, if you can see, this is the cross member that our rear suspension, our trailing arms are hooked to. We go to cutting this out, we're really going to weaken it. So what we're going to do is put a thicker plate right here. Of course, it'll have a 3.5 inch hole cut in it too, and then we'll bolt it to that to reinforce it. The only metal I've got over here is very thick. I think it's like 3/8, which is, good. And just make it a little, no, it ain't. Well, that might be, I don't know. It's either 1/4 or 3/8. It's good enough. So let me get some measurements and we'll cut a hole in it, get her bolted up here. Use that hole as a guide to cut the hole in the cross member. According to the tape measurer, we need 5.5-ish. I think that over there is, I don't know. But we can do a 5-inch piece. Let me work with them numbers and see what I got, and I'll get back to you. Well, I've decided on my measurements, and this is 6 inches this way, so we're gonna go 5.5 that way. Then, once I get that cut out, I gotta cut a 3.5 inch hole in it. Well, there's one. Let me mark me a circle after I find center. 6 inches this way, so center will be 3 right there, marking on both sides. This way it'll be 2 3/4 right there, right there. All right, let's draw us a 3 1/2 inch circle with our compass. Ain't this a compass? I think that's what it's called. Slight change of plans. I was just going to try to freehand that, but I guarantee you it will look very bad. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole in here so I can put a bolt through there, wrap wire around that bolt, get my plasma cutter set to 3.5 inches, wrap the wire around that, and use that as a guide. We'll cut a whole lot better circle. Let me drill that hole out. I got me a little apparatus rigged up. It's just baling wire is what it is. Stick it right there. Go roundy round just like that. Make a pretty nice circle. Well, I ain't gonna do nothing until I plug the air in. I've determined where I want my holes, and that is 3/4 of an inch from each edge. I've got them marked. Let me hit them with the old punch-a-lunch. Then we'll drill them out. I thought we were going to use 1/2-inch bolts, so I'll have to make 2 or 3 passes here, starting out with 1/4 inch. What in the devil is going on here? It's hanging on just a little bit of a piece. There we go. What does she look like up in here? I'm gonna go about right there. So let me get it clamped in place and get a punch and mark them, and we'll drill them holes out. Let's start with this one right here. This punch is not pointed anymore. It's been broke and it's rounded, but hopefully it makes a mark. Yeah, I see it. All right, let me get this out in the way. Drill that first hole and get a bolt in it, man. Where's the 1/2 inch? Oh, I'm right on the corner of that other hole. This may be difficult to do. Yep. Yep, it's going to be difficult to do. Well, I have screwed up here. Yep. I put this first hole right close to this big one. Well, my drill bit just wanting to fall off in that hole now. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do there. One more grinder out, I guess, with this carbide burr. Yeah, I had the edge of this even with this. So we're not where I want it to be, I'll put it that way. Let me move it out that way some more. Well, I think I got it about where I want it now. Yeah, that's mucho batero. It was way too high a minute ago. It's pretty even now. So let's mark the next hole. Let's get one across from it up here at the top. Let me get that plate out of the way and I'll drill it. Woo, hot, hot. All right, let's see if that's gonna line up. Well, it ain't right there. What in the world is going on? Maybe I got this in the wrong hole. It ain't gonna go like that. What about this way? Yeah, but my plate ain't, it's cockeyed. Apparently I didn't have it as straight as I thought. But you know what, fellers? It's under the truck, will nobody ever see it. So I don't care. Let me get these other 2 holes drilled out and I'll be back. Well, I got all the holes drilled. And whether or not they line up, that's a completely different story. Fixing to find out. That one there don't. That one there does. Might have to waller that out a wee bit. Yeah. Let me hit it. I think I need to grind on that side of the hole. Do it fit now? Yes, sir. Well, ain't that awesome? I wallered this hole out here quite a bit more and got her straightened up some. I'll have to be a little more mindful on the other side when I do that. With our tiz, now what I gotta do is get my plasma cutter over here and cut this circle out. You know, we'll have to grind it, clean it up, give it a little paint job. We'll be done with that. Let us do some cutting. Well, I ain't got no air. Why do I keep forgetting the air? Let's try this again. me do a little grinding. Clean that edge up a little bit. Well, there you have it, fellas. Let me get up here in the top where you can see it. We now have as a pass-through for our 2 1/2 inch exhaust. That is awesome. I'm gonna hit it with some paint, but before I do that, let's slide a piece of exhaust through there and see what it looks like. Here we go. Piece of exhaust going through. Put it in up here. Oh yeah, that works just fine and dandly, fellas. Of course, we'll have to, put us some spacers here to get it centered before we, weld everything up. But yeah, that looks pretty doggone good. The old knees are starting to hurt, fellas. Been out here, I don't know, a couple hours. I'm gonna go in the house and rest them. But before I do that, I'm gonna paint this stuff, this new metal, where we cut the old. Let that dry while I'm resting. I'll come back out and I'm hoping we can at least get one side of this done today. Yep, that would be nice. Anyways, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Well, I am back and I'm ready to tack this long piece in. I got my professional cardboard shims put in place. What I'm gonna do is tack this, take this section out, weld it up, because if I keep on building this, I won't be able to pull this out and weld it up. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let us ticky-tack. I'm just looking things over. We're still centered here. Take our professional cardboard shims out. Yep, I think we're good. Let me loosen this up and I'll weld it up. I gotta get a utensil first. A deep well utensil. Well, I don't know if I can get this out. Oh yeah, it come out then. Awesome, let's go weld this up. Let the welding begin. That's weird because my ground is hooked up. Yeah. Huh. I think I got the ground for the plasma cutter. You big dummy. Here's the correct ground. Got that back in. There are my professional cardboard shims back in place too. Now what we're doing is we're gonna sort of follow this frame line up to right in this area here. Then we're gonna shoot to the middle of the truck. 45 is too much. So what we're gonna do is use these 180s because they're pretty much useless anyway. We'll get our angle where we need to cut her off, continue on with a straight piece, or we might be able to just use a 45 here. I don't know what I have to see, but let me get this marked and get her cut off. We're gonna do some precision eyeballing. Let's cut it off right here at this approximate angle. See what happens. Let us cut the pipe. We could put that like that, I suppose, but let's see what it does like this with a 45 on it. The 45 turned over here. Then another 45 on that. Let's just see what that looks like. Well, we ain't got another piece of 45 right there, and it's hard to video this, fellas, because it's cramped under this truck. But you see where it's coming out. It's coming out right here where I want it to. I think that's what we're going to do. Yep. Wait a minute. This makes a drop down. I did not realize that. That's why I need a bender. Yep. Tell you what I can do. We can twist that and bring it down. I think we'll still be okay. Yep. The 2 points we got to worry about right here is here to here. And then here to here, because we're going to drop this rear end, I don't know, probably 4 inches. So we have to keep that in mind, but I think it might work. Let me fool with this a little more. See if I can get it like I want it. What do we got here, fellas? Let me see what this here looks like as far as lining up. No, we're going downhill, and I don't really want to do that. Well, I got her down on the ground. Let me get a bird's eye view, if you will, over top here to see what we got going on. This little piece that I made, it's gone, yep. It's not needed. These 245s coming in here, straight shot down, but we're hitting this cross member. So I'm thinking about notching this little feller here. Do you see notch? And then this little feller here, it's gonna be gone. I don't see the need in it, so we're gonna take it out. And our muffler will set right here, have a turn down. I think that'll work. Let me ponder on it a wee bit more before I really decide that's what I'm gonna do. This cross member is cockeyed. Wonder why I can see that plain as day. Huh, that's too far that way, but they're riveted in, so it came from the factory like that. That's weird. Anyway, let me ponder on it and make sure this is what I want to do. The reason I want to do this is this panhard rod. See it right here? We're going to lower this truck 4 inches. And let me tell you, yes, I should have lowered it before we did the exhaust. But y'all know me, fellas. I do things backwards. Anyway, if we notch this, then we lower it. I think we still have plenty of room from here to here so that don't hit. But if need be, we can drop this panhard rod mount down over here. That's no big deal. Let me ponder on it a little more. And I'm probably going to go ahead and do this. We'll notch this little feller out. Probably 2 inches. And then cut this out. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and get these two fellers tacked in place. Because I got to know where this is coming through, where I can cut that out. That's probably good right there. Now that'll let me figure out where I'm gonna put that. Stick this feller down in hither. Oops, did not mean to hit y'all. Now, where's my pen? I'm gonna mark here, here, and then about center. Let me get this drawn out how I want it, and then well, cut the little feller out. Get out of here. Well, I got 4.5 inch OD pipe up there. Well, I got some 3, but that's too small because this is 2.5. I don't want it fitting that tight. So we're gonna go with the 4.5. I wanted 3.5, but anyway, use what you got, fellers. We're gonna cut a piece that is approximately exactly 1 3/4 inches. Should do it. Yep, let's go cut us a piece and we'll cut it in half. That'll be our half round for each side. I gotta find a center. Here's the easiest way I know to do it. We got approximately 4 inches ID. Well, first you drop it, then you pick it back up. Put your tape here. Scoot this little feller out until you get to 2 inches. Hold it firmly in place. Put you a mark on the bottom right here and right here. And there's your center mark that you want to cut. Let's run that on around here and then get over in the vise and cut it. There you go, you got 2 halves. Let's go ahead and get this little feller, mark it up where we want it, approximately right in this area here. All right, we got us a starting point anyway. Get the plasma cutter cut that out of the way. All right, let's see how crooked I can cut this circle right here. How does it fit? Well, we're a little wide. Yeah, quite a bit wide on the bottom. It's gonna have to do, fellas, because I can't add metal back unless I, you know, do it with a welder. But yeah, let me get that tacked in place and we'll get her welded up. Well, I decided to take my big hammer and hit this and spread it out a little bit. See what it looks like now. That's not bad, but this ain't straight up down, it's tilted this way. Push it up against this flush, and I'll take a hammer and beat these two ends up to meet it. What does that side look like? I need to weld it up. To make this look good, I need to weld it too from this side. I gotta raise it up, do that. Ow! Ow! That was hot. Y'all look at that right there. Would you look at it? Would you just look at it? That is almost perfection. Not really, because it's a little warp-sided, but you will never see it. I don't really know why I went through this trouble, because this truck will never be loaded with anything heavy. So there was no need, you know, it'd have been fine just to cut that out. I did this for looks, make it look a little better. Anyway, let me get my plasma cutter out, knock this rivet off, get that fella out of the way. All right, let me knock them out, and then I'm gonna give it a little paint. We'll be done with that part. All right, let me clean it up and I'll paint them. Let us see what we can do right here with this here piece of pipe now that we got all this stuff out of the way. Get that little fella right there. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Yep, sure is. Now, what I gotta do is get my muffler here and determine where to cut this off. The big one's gonna go right here, about like this. Well, actually, probably have to turn it a little bit like this to get our turn down where we want it. But then we'll need to cut it about right here. Where's my marker? Let me mark it. Where's my marker? Approximately right there, I'd say. Now, this feller here, I guess it'll be okay. Yeah, our turn down just won't come as far. Yeah, let's go ahead and cut it there. And then I need to weld this up or tack it up a little better. We need one hanger too. Where's my eyes and where's my ears? What in the world just happened right then? It shot something that away like I've never seen in my entire life. What was that? Oh, this was under it. I guess this is to catch shavings and whatnot. That's where it caught it with the blade. Why did it do that? Anyway, we don't need it, so fooey on it. Now that we got this cut to length, what does she look like? That's gonna be pretty neat. Yep, that'll get us away from here far enough that even when we lowered, it probably won't hit it. So let me go ahead and tack this piece in place, and then I'll probably weld part of this from the top anyway. Then we'll get back on the muffler. Well, I don't really have a good place to hang it, or my hangers are too long for the distance from here to here. Well, I'm gonna have to look for some different type of hangers probably, but for now, let's go ahead and grab this here muffler, the big one, put it about right there. These will be clamped on, you know, because we're doing a comparison, and then our turn down will be here. We may have to cut this off depending on where the bumper comes to, and get it up under the truck maybe. But I think that's pretty much how it's gonna be, just like that right there. That'll be turned a little bit. Then let's get the other one and put that little feller up here. We gotta have a coupling. Let me get a coupling. Just like it right there. Turn down will be on like this. All this will be clamped. I don't think I'll ever weld it. But yeah, I think that'll work pretty decently. There's a view from the back. Like I said, I don't know how far that bumper sticks out or how low. You know, we're going to have to modify this. Like I said, it's going to be clamped on. We can do whatever we want to with it, but that's not bad. Nope, sure ain't. Here's a closer look with the big fat muffler. Yeah, it fits pretty decent, really does. And like I said, we can cut this little feller off a lot shorter than this to move it back in if we need to. We'll worry about that, you know, when we get the bed and the bumper on. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. I will tell you this, I hate putting exhaust on these trucks, and here's why. Well, the way the rear suspension is, you got the trailing arms in the way instead of leaf springs. Shocks, well, they're sort of in the way here. You got that Panhard rod in the way. They're just a pain. That is why the Jolly Green Giant does not have exhaust out the back, because it's just too aggravating to do. We got to figure it out eventually on it, but we may have to do something like this. Anyway, well, I think I'm fixing to call it a day. The old knees, they're hurting again. Not as bad. Before I come out, you know, a little while ago, I put my knee brace on. Buddy, I got her tight too, and it's helping. I think I'm gonna start using it more, because I've got to be able to work more than a couple hours at a time. That ain't worth crap. No, it sure ain't. Anyway, tomorrow I will do the other half of the exhaust. When I get that done, I'll be back, because we got to fire this thing up to see what it sounds like. Oh, yeah. Compare the mufflers. I'm anxious to see what it's going to sound like. Yep, sure am. Anyways, be looking for that. See y'all tomorrow. Tis the next day. Y'all look at here. We got us full exhaust. Oh, yeah. Looks pretty good, too. This is probably the best looking exhaust I've ever built. This because there was no bed. I could get to it a lot better. Also, I got this bed, whatever, support set up here because we're really, really close. I'm probably gonna have to whoop that with a hammer, because I don't want to drop this down anymore, because we're still really close to hitting after we drop it 4 inches or so. Yep. Anyway, we want to do a muffler comparison. These and those. Well, it's got to be able to run. There ain't no carb on it. I don't have any radiator hoses. I really want to get the gas tank out and clean it too, but I'm really crunched for time, fellas. I have had to rest my knees quite a bit this week, and I'm about out of time. Yep. Anyway, let's try to clean some of this out. There's like 6 different dashes in here. There's a grill, door panel, there's an old sled. I might have to rebuild that, but Anyway, get this junk out of the way, get this tank out. I stuck a camera down in here the other night. It looks good except for, you know, there was no cap on it for I don't know how long. So there's a layer of crud, not rust, but crud on the bottom. I'll clean that out. So let's get that little feller out. All right, I got fuel line loose, wires are loose. Let's get the tank loose. I soaked them the other day with some coil of oil. That's why they're coming loose so easily. Let's see about getting this here fill neck out. I might need to come over there. Or is it still bolted in somewhere else? Because she ain't a moving. Let me get over there. I got to swap sides with y'all. All right, will it come loose? No, it won't. What is going on? I don't see any other bolts. So, there we go. Well, our filler neck hose just broke in half, so that's good. Let's take a sending unit out. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to put rocks in here, you know, and jostle it around. The gasket didn't break. That's awesome. Now this on camera the other day looked like it was in good shape. The float was still intact. The screen looks good. Oh yeah. We'll take this off here and submerge it in water. Make sure, you know, it doesn't have any holes, but that looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll clean that up a little bit. Well, I take that back. Our wire, well, it's a strap, is broke for our sending unit. I might try to solder it back, abrase it, whatever. I just looked inside of it with a flashlight, and it's nowhere near as bad as I thought. Nope. But still needs to be flushed out. There's a lot of rust in there, so let's take her outside to the hole pipe, flush her out. Let us begin the flushy flush. Ooh, let me get y'all on this end right here. You see what's coming out. It's pretty doggone nasty. Watch how dirty that is coming out of there. That's straight rust water. Yep. Pretty doggone bad. Yep. Well, it waited until I got it completely clean. Watching this vicinity here. Well, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. I don't know if y'all can see it on camera, but we got us a hole. Yeah, I thought we were going to have one right in this area here, but nope, it's over there. It could probably be repaired, but I don't have time to do it right now. So let's go back in here. I gotta get some hoses hooked up for your cooling system because I want it to sit there and run for a little bit, and rig up just an old gas tank. Well, y'all look here, fellas. The first two hoses that I grabbed out of my bucket over there, I think are going to work. This one right here, we're going to have to cut it off about right there, and then this feller here will hook to this one, and then we'll connect them together right there. Hopefully, that's the plan. And I found this little coupler for them. Oh yeah, let's see if it'll work. Let's get this little feller off of here so I can go chompa with it. All right, put that little feller down in there, just like that right there. If this wasn't in the way, it would be easier. It's gonna be not in the way eventually, but anyway, this feller go here, chopper off there. They probably make a LS swap hose to factory radiator, but probably be $1,000 and have to wait 6 weeks to get it. That's a little large, but let's see if a hose clamp is going to close up on it or not. Now, will that reach over here to this one after I put it on this one right here? Absolutely. Yep. That coupling is a wee bit small, but we ain't gonna worry about that right now. Nope. We might try to find something better after a while. All right, let me finish up these hose clamps here, and then I gotta find one from here down to there. Oh wait, I forgot. I bought my swivel. What's that called? Water neck? Yeah, we gotta change that out. Let me get this one done first. Well, here's my little swivel thermostat housing. It's just 2 pieces there. That goes in there. Thermostat fits down in there. It's got a little notch there, you know, that clocks it for whatever reason. Goes like that right there. It got some bad reviews. They all said it leaked. Well, it comes with this O-ring and 2 screws. I'm wondering if they're trying to use this O-ring instead of the gasket that comes with this here. That may be why it's leaking. We're gonna give it a try. Hopefully it don't leak on us. Let me get this put on, and we gotta find a hose for the bottom. Put this little fella in hither. Get us a screw. I'm not going to tighten it up just yet because I'm not sure which way I need to turn it. If I go straight down, I need a hose about that long with about a 45-ish. Let me see what I can find. Well, I got something right here that might work. Let me get it on this bottom thing first, and then get it up here and see what I think. Acts like it's gonna have her kinked a little too much. So, let me find something else. Or actually, what about the other end of it? What about that right there? That might work. By George, I think it will. Let me cut her off and let's see what it does. Y'all know something I have forgotten? That little crossover tube from head to head. I'm assuming it's a steam pipe, like it's on the LT1. I don't know if it's 100% necessary or not. It's something I gotta check into. But anyway, let's see if this one's gonna fit right here and right here, just like it was meant to be. Yes, sir. Sure enough. Let me get some clamps on that real quick. What was I fixing to do? Oh, I gotta tighten them bolts up as soon as I find my apparatus to do that with. Let me get this tightened up. I reckon we'll go working on the carburetor device and the fuel system. Let's get this carburetor device on. We still got to put transmission fluids in it too. I ain't running that without fluids in it. Well, I know you're back there. What do we need to do next? I need to rig up some electric. Yeah, because we got to start it. Also, what did I do to this? I did something to it to get it out of time. So we may have to check that before it'll start. I did fix that broke wire though. Let me get some electric run. I found a battery tray inside the cab there a little while ago. I think it goes here. There's a bolt hole there and a bolt hole there. But I think it's bent up a little bit. So let me work with this, get it where it'll fit in here. And we'll have somewhere to put the battery for now anyway. See if this will go in there, or am I going to have to clean them threads out like I had to do something the other day. I got to clean them threads out because that don't want to even start. All right, now we got a place to put a battery. Let me get to doing a little wiring. Well, we got to have a way to start it. So I got to hook up a starter wire, the solenoid, and then the big wire also. So I got to run this wire up through hither, just like it right there. Hey, come back. I pulled it all the way through. Boy, I tell you what. What in the world is going on in my life right now? All right. Let me hook this little feller up firstly. Approximately right in this area here. Now I got to put the big starter wire on, and hopefully it's long enough to reach up there to the band tree. All right, let's go back up top, do some more wiring up there. Well, I got me a grounding wire too. I think we're gonna put it right here on this, what's this thing called? Tensioner pulley, yep. I got the ignition wire to run, and I found a tack. I'll show you here in just a second. I found a tack laying over there on the table. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I'm gonna hook it up. Anyway, there's the ground, positive start. I got this hooked up for the distributor, the tack and power going to it. Get it where it ain't gonna get wrapped up in the wires there. This is hot for ignition, and then you got red and black. Red is power, black is ground for the tack. I gotta put radiator fluid in it, transmission fluid in it, and then we'll be ready. Let's go ahead and put the radiator fluid in it, I guess. Let me find some. Will that fit in there? Yes, sir, like a glove. I'm about out of radiator fluids. I ain't sure I got enough to fill it up. Drink up, little buddy. Hi-ya! Hi-ya! Oh, wait a minute. I got to pour this in that jug I just used. And yeah, I got a 50-50, fellers. Well, here's the deal, fellers. I looked at my mic thing that hooks to the phone here a few minutes ago, and it was off. The battery's run down. I didn't know it. So I spent the last 15-20 minutes talking to nobody. Yep, didn't record a bit of audio. So here, let me run you through what I've done. I was filling it up with water, and I forgot that our temperature sending unit area was open. That'd have been a mess. Then I remembered, hey, oil pressure sending unit area is open too. That would make a huge mess. Oil would probably hit the ceiling once I fired it up. So I got my gauges hooked up. What else? I got the fuel system hooked up. There's my gas tank strapped to my transmission jack. Got the hose hooked up. I don't see any leaks, so that's good. I got 2 gallons of transmission fluid. I believe it takes 3, if not more. So I don't want to burn that transmission up. It would probably be okay, but I ain't going to take a chance. So let me run to town and get another gallon or 2 of transmission fluids. When I get back, we'll hook the battery up and give her the old try. Well, I'm back from the Wally World. That's the cheapest place to get transmission fluid. Was it 22 a gallon? Yep. I think O'Reilly's is like 36 a gallon. That's ridiculous. Anyway, let me put a couple more quarts in this. I got to raise it up because I think I took it out of park. So, you know, I don't want to start this thing up and it go running out the door. Anyway, make sure it's in park. Then I think we'll be ready. I have no idea which way is park. Let's go this way and see if she rolls. If it rolls, then we're not in park. We're in park. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. That would be terrible if I fired this truck up with it in gear and she took off out the door. Yep. All right, let's let her down. Fire it up. Well, we got us a small water leak. This spacer, the water pump spacer, has a fitting in it for something. It's barely leaking. I'll have to fix that sometime or another. Our water neck is not leaking. That's awesome. I bet you people are using that O-ring instead of the gasket that comes with the thermostat. I'd say that's what's going on. Anyway, let's get our batteries and stuff hooked up right here. Now, tachometer. We'll stick it in there. The power, we'll stick it in here. Well, I'll tell you what, let's hook it and the, what's that called? Ignition. We'll wire them together. Stick it right in there. What have I got left? Tack signals hooked up. I think that's it. Let's hit the starter, see what happens. Oh yeah, we're ready, fellas. Let me give her some gascolines. Let me loosen this distributor too, because I'm probably gonna have to turn it. I think I stole the this hole down here off of the Duty Brown Dually. I bought a new one, I put it on here, and that's what got it out of time. I don't know if I slipped a tooth on the belt or not. I hope I didn't, but we'll find out. Anyway, let's see if the little feller's gonna fire up. That sounds like the timing's way off. It just popped terribly bad. Well, we ain't got nothing. I bet you money this little feller here is way off. Yep, she ain't even trying. Huh. Let me pull number 1 cylinder, get on top dead center, and we'll pull our cap off, see what we got going on. Pull this little feller out. That's really wet. That's not good. Nope. It don't smell like gas either. Interesting. Anyway, let me get my trigger out so I can find top dead center. All right, right there. Yeah, I'll be glad when I get this sitting up here. It'll look better and it'll be easier to fool with too. Where's number 1? I done forgot. Well, it's way down yonder. All right. Well, it's close. It's within adjusting distance. It's about right here. Yeah, so I don't think I have skipped a tooth. So let me put this back on. I already got my Sparky Spark tester out right there. Let me find my starter wire. Let's see if we're getting these Sparky Sparks. Oh yeah, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but yeah, we're getting sparks, so I don't know what's going on. Let me put the camera down and we'll keep on trying with it. All right, here we go. Let me twist on this distributor. Is there not any fuel in the carb? Let me get up here and see. Oh, I mean, it should be, and it should be squirting. Yeah. Plenty of fuel. All right, let me try it again. I reckon that's the way it was. He wanted a little more fuel. All right. I think one of my mufflers just fell off. I don't have them attached. They're just stuck on there. Let me go remedy that situation. I gotta get the timing light out and see if we can get the timing a little bit better. Then I'll be back. Maybe it'll run. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna put this little fella right here so we don't get it on the header and burn it even more. Fire it up and let's see. Wait a minute, I got wires here trying to get into the pulley there. I gotta watch that. Fire and hold. Best I can tell, that's about 15 to 20. We'll leave it there. I need to idle it up a little bit. Is our RPM-meter working? Oh yeah, look at there. I get a fan right here because I don't have that electric fan hooked up. better than nothing. Getting a little air through it. Got some smoke going on. Holy crap, holy. Yep, I got about a gallon of transmission fluid on the ground. Ain't got a clue why, fellers. That's funny. If it ain't one thing, something else all the time. Let me raise it up. See where that's coming from. Well, I don't need to raise it up. I know what it is. I ain't got no cooler lines hooked up and ain't got nothing plugging the holes yet. Let me see if I got some plugs for that, or at least a line that we rig up, just to loop it and then get up the gallon or so of fluid on the ground. We'll try it again. Well, it looks like a murder scene. Somebody done killed my truck here. That's at least a gallon, if not more. That's what happens when you're doomis, fellers. Yep, stuff like this happens. It ain't too bad of a mess up here, but let me see what I can do with this, and then we'll start over and try again. Well, I got the mess covered up with kitty litter. All I could find was the plastic plugs that you put in a master cylinder after you've bled it. If the cooling system on the transmission's got much pressure, well, we're gonna have another mess. At least we know the pump works on the transmission. Anyways, let's fire it up. Do it again. Fires right up, buddy. Well, I don't see any stream of fluid down there, so I think we're good for now. Got, what, 55 psi on oil pressure. We ain't started to warm up yet. Let's go back here and see what these boofers sound like. At an idle, it ain't too bad. No, let me put these fellers on there and see if that changes the sound any. I don't think they're gonna stay on. It changed it some, but the sound's going down instead of straight out towards me. I'll tell you what, let me set the camera up. I'll do it with and without turn down. So these mufflers, revving it up and idle. Then we'll put the thrushes on, same thing. Well, there you have it, fellers. We have a sound comparison, 3 different ways. I know which one I want. I ain't gonna tell you just yet. You'll have to wait till another video, probably. But I can tell you which one I don't want. It's this right here, straight pipe. That sounds like absolute garbage. It really does, yep. Anyway, I told you I was gonna do a cost analysis or whatever. Well, here you go right here. This is what I spent on the exhaust. I went to, I think, AutoZone for couplings and turn downs is 30. Hangers and clamps, and I think 2 more couplings at O'Reilly's. That's $50. Then, because of the way I ran it, I didn't have enough 45, so I had to get on Amazon and order 2 more 45s. That was $39. If I go with the Evil mufflers, Evil Energy mufflers, they're $84 for two, $41 a piece. Thrush mufflers are $51 a piece. And then the exhaust pipe, it was 2 boxes of it, was $178. Now this is what I got left of the 2 boxes of exhaust pipe. There's a couple of straight pieces, not maybe a foot long on the table over there, but that's all we got left. But I'm gonna count the whole $178, might as well. I got, I don't know, a couple of hangers left and maybe 2 couplings, but we're gonna count it as if we used every bit of it. Here is what it cost me if I used the Evil Energy mufflers, $381. Here's what it cost if I used the Thrush mufflers, $399. Now, I called the muffler shop the other day, the one that I normally go to, told him 65 C10, I want true duals out the back with a chambered welded muffler. He said it'd be $600 to $800 just to run the pipe. This is aluminized, not stainless. Stainless probably be higher. Anyway, $600 to $800 to run the pipe, and then he had 3 different type of welded mufflers. They were all basically about $325. I don't know if that was a piece or for 2. But anyway, he ended up saying you might as well just go ahead and get ready for $1,000 to $1,500 for true duals on that truck. So let's just take the 1,000, the low figure. If you do the math, what percent of this is this? Well, it's 39.9%. or 38.1% if we use the Evil Energy mufflers. So we have saved over 60% on the low estimate of what a muffler shop would charge us. I'd say that's pretty daggum good savings. Oh yeah. Now it did take me a couple of days to do this, but you know, I've got a bum knee, which I've been out here about 7 hours today, and I'm shocked, but my knees hurt a little bit, but it's eased up some. So I don't know, maybe it's getting better. I got some theories about what's going on, but I ain't gonna bore y'all with that. But yeah, I'm gonna say saving 60% doing something yourself. Pretty doggone good. I'm glad to get the exhaust done. Like I said, I wanted, last week I think I told y'all, I wanted to be able to move this thing. Really the only thing I need is a shifter to be able to put it in neutral, because there's no brakes, put it in neutral, or, you know, in another gear to stop it. I don't have a shifter, so we'll have to wait another day for that. Let me tell you this too. Probably gonna push this truck to the side for a while. Here's why. Y'all have let it be known through the amount of views I'm getting that you're not interested in this truck. I don't understand it, fellas. I keep up with other channels, smaller and bigger than me, just to see what they're doing, how their viewers react to it, and what kind of views they're getting with what they're doing. And most of them are doing what I'm doing, fellas. They're building vehicles, and you know, they'll get 100, 150,000 views, and when I do it, people quit watching. I don't get it, but we're not even breaking 20,000 views in a week on this truck here now, so it's going to have to be pushed to the side. I don't know what else to do. You know, I'm trying my best to keep the channel alive. What I might do with this truck is, in my spare time, hopefully my knee, you know, will continue to get better. I'll pull it over here in this bay and work on it in my spare time. I'll video it. Then when I get it completely done, I'll put that video out. Liable to be 2 or 3 hours long, because there's still quite a bit of stuff to do to this truck. But that's the only thing I know to do, fellas, because me doing builds, y'all don't want to see it. Well, I look back, the old Forte, 2.5 years ago, I was getting 30,000 views in the first week. Now we're not even getting 20, and I got more subscribers. I don't understand it. Anyway, I ain't gonna talk about that. We've done talked about that before. Anyways, don't be looking for this truck next week, because you won't see it on this channel. No, sir. We'll tell you this, I am still planning on, you know, taking a trip in it to North Carolina. Just don't know when. Whenever we get it done, I guess. What are we going to do next week? Well, that is a mystery not only to you, but to me also, because I don't know yet. But anyways, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. See y'all on the next one.